Hey guys, welcome back. Something really unexpected has just come to light, and it could change how we think about NIO's future lineup. Two surprising leaks have surfaced, and they're not the usual small updates or vague rumors. These are big enough to spark serious conversations about where NIO is headed next. What makes them even more intriguing is that they point toward a direction that almost no other EV maker in China has dared to explore. If these leaks are true, NIO could be stepping into completely uncharted territory, aiming to create demand for a type of car that's practically invisible on Chinese roads right now. Today, we'll unpack these leaks in detail, explore why they matter, and ask the big question: can NIO really succeed in a segment where no one else has even tried? Stick around, because both of these leaks connect in ways that might surprise you. This is not financial advice. Please do your own research. The first major leak reveals that NIO is preparing to launch not one, but two convertible models. Yes, you heard that right, NIO convertibles. And here's the kicker: these cars are not going to be part of Onvo, the new family-focused sub-brand. Instead, these convertibles will carry the NIO badge itself, meaning they are positioned as premium products under the company's flagship brand. Now, which cars are most likely to get the convertible treatment? Based on the information, the strongest candidates are the ET5 and the ET7. The ET5 has been one of NIO's top-performing models, and because of its existing platform, creating a convertible version makes a lot of sense. The ET5T, which shares many parts with the ET5, could also play a role here. So imagine an ET5C, essentially an ET5, but in convertible form. The second likely candidate is the ET7. Now, this is particularly interesting because the ET7 is positioned as a luxury sedan, and having a convertible version would push NIO into an even more exclusive segment of the EV market. But this news immediately raises a question: is there even a market for convertibles in China? If you've ever spent time in Chinese cities, you'll know that convertibles are extremely rare. People here overwhelmingly prefer SUVs, practical sedans, and more functional vehicles. Spotting a convertible can be so unusual that you might go an entire month of driving without seeing a single one. That said, luxury brands like BMW, Audi, and Mercedes-Benz do offer a few convertible options in China. They don't sell in massive numbers, but there is a presence. What's missing completely, however, is a purely electric convertible. Aside from the Tesla Roadster, which isn't actually sold in China, there's essentially no one serving this niche. And that's where NIO seems to have spotted an opportunity. It's a gamble, no doubt. On one hand, the demand for convertibles in China is very limited. On the other hand, because nobody else has entered this space, NIO could end up creating a brand new market category for itself. Historically, NIO has been bold with its designs. Remember the Firefly. At first, people were confused by its design, but over time it grew on buyers and became a style-driven success. NIO might be betting that the same process will happen with convertibles. Interestingly, NIO has already started testing the waters. The company has been running online polls asking customers if they would consider buying a NIO convertible. Some leaked pictures of the prototypes already show that the design is sleek and appealing. If these cars are priced reasonably and kept accessible, there's a real chance they could attract attention from buyers who want something unique and different in a market filled with similar-looking SUVs. Now let's move on to the second leak, which actually builds on the first one. According to insiders, NIO's Firefly sub-brand could also be getting a convertible version. This was hinted at directly by Michael Pa, a top executive at NIO, who openly asked during discussions, if you could add 20K to 30K RMB to the price of a Firefly and turn it into a convertible, would you buy it? He even admitted that he personally would. This shows us that NIO isn't just experimenting with the idea internally, they're actively doing market research to see how much appetite there is for such a model. And given the Firefly's focus on young, trendy, and budget-conscious buyers, the idea of a stylish, affordable convertible could actually hit the right note. The Firefly brand is already built around personalization and youthful energy. Buyers can customize their cars with different colors, decals, and design touches. Recently, they launched a limited edition Firefly in a special coffee-inspired colorway, and it sold out instantly, 333 units gone in a single day. Just last month alone, Firefly sold over 4K units, which shows that demand for these cars is solid. Adding a convertible to the Firefly lineup could make perfect sense. It would combine affordability with a lifestyle-oriented design. Unlike the higher-end ET7 convertible, which would be more of a statement piece, a Firefly convertible could actually become popular among younger buyers looking for something fun and affordable. Of course, from an investor's perspective, this raises an important concern. Is NIO spreading itself too thin by creating too many variations and models? This has been a criticism of the company before. But here's why this strategy may not be as risky as it sounds. NIO has openly stated that its approach is modeled after BMW's strategy. Think about it. BMW often uses the same underlying engines, components, and technology across multiple models, but packages them differently for different customer groups. NIO wants to replicate this in the EV world. For example, the EC6 and ES6 share most of their internal components. The real difference is in the outer shell and the form factor. If NIO applies this same logic to convertibles, then producing them won't necessarily require huge new investments in R&D. Instead, they'd be reusing the same motors, batteries, software systems, and infotainment setups, while only modifying the body design. This approach would let NIO target different audiences without massively inflating production costs. From a strategic point of view, offering convertibles could serve multiple purposes. First, it allows NIO to stand out in an increasingly crowded EV market in China. Second, it adds another layer of personalization, which is something NIO buyers really value. And third, because no other automaker in China is offering electric convertibles, NIO would have first-mover advantage. If done correctly, this move could help NIO attract new buyers and potentially even redefine part of the EV market in China. It's a risky bet, but it also shows NIO's willingness to innovate and take chances, rather than simply following the same formula as everyone else. So, to wrap this up, two big leaks are pointing to something we've never seen before in China's EV market. NIO is reportedly preparing to launch two convertibles under its main brand, with the ET5 and ET7 as the most likely candidates. At the same time, the Firefly sub-brand may also get a convertible version, targeted at younger, budget-conscious buyers who value style and personalization. The big question is whether convertibles, which are a very niche product in China, can actually find buyers. On the one hand, demand seems limited. On the other hand, no one else is offering an electric convertible, which gives NIO the chance to pioneer a whole new category. If they pull it off, this could be a brilliant strategic move. Either way, it's clear that NIO isn't afraid to think outside the box. While competitors are focusing on SUVs and sedans, NIO might be the company that brings convertibles into the electric era in China. Thank you for joining us today. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more stock predictions and market insights. Remember to turn on the notification bell so you never miss an update. Happy investing, and see you in the next video.